And welcome to all you crazy Viking fans out there. Listen, I know it's the end of the school year, but around the nation and the Viking Nation Live has to continue. The show must go on. That's what they say in the show business, right? So the show must go on. And plus, listen, football never sleeps around this town. So it might be the end of the school year, but I guarantee you there's student athletes all over the Lowndes Athletic Complex out there preparing for next season. And so we'll talk about some of that stuff tonight. But first, I want to welcome you all tonight in a proper way. This show tonight is sponsored by Winn-Dixie of Valdosta. Listen, guys, I want to urge you to support the sponsors that support the Viking Nation and our athletics program. It's also sponsored by Shade of Perfection. Timmy Neesmith does a great job with wood blinds, vertical blinds, roller shades, basically anything that you need when it comes to covering up your windows. He's your guy. We have some great sponsors in this town. And so let's show some love, some Viking love to our sponsors. And believe me, there's more on the way. There's many, many more on the way. Speaking of a great sponsor, tonight's Winn-Dixie drawing, get in on this deal because I keep hearing, like I heard Jamie DeBose, head coach of the Lowndes Vikings football program the other night on a show, and he was raving about the wing bar at the Winn-Dixie of Valdosta Deli. And he was saying those wings must be on steroids or something because they're huge. And so you have a chance to win the Stuff the Bucket drawing at the end of the show. You can go ahead and get in on the action right now. I'm going to give you the directions right here. You should see this on your screen. Type in #1Lowndes. Remember, no spaces. It doesn't matter if it's capitalized, but absolutely no spaces, just like it appears on your screen right now. #1Lowndes into the comments to enter the Winn-Dixie drawing at the end of the show. Stuff the Bucket chicken wings and riblets. I mean, it's for the taking. You can provide dinner tonight. That's all I'm saying. So all you have to do is type in #1Lowndes. So guys, we're going to have a great show for you tonight. But before we introduce our guest, I want to make sure I want to give a great introduction to a new super fan to the show tonight, but he's not new to you guys. If you guys are a follower of Lowndes athletics, you've been to the baseball games, football games, basketball, it doesn't really matter. Competitive cheer, you've probably seen this guy's face show up. It's a guy named Michael Hobbs. He's no stranger to Lowndes athletics. So let me go ahead and bring Mr. Hobbs onto the screen. Mr. Hobbs, how are you, sir?
Good, Larry. How are you tonight?
I'm good, man. You know, every time I hear someone say Mr. Hobbs, especially when, because you've called into other shows and I've heard you on Sports Talk before and things like that. And sometimes people call you Michael Hobbs, Homer Hobbs, Mr. Hobbs. Every time I hear your last name, I think of the Robert Redford baseball movie. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. Roy C. Hobbs. I know all about him.
That's right. Mr. Hobbs. You know, the owner of the baseball team always called him Mr. Hobbs. So anyway, I think of you and Robert Redford. Is that a good comparison?
Well, I'm about as good looking as he is. Not quite as old, but about as good looking. So I'll take
I hear you, man. I hear you, man. You're a heartthrob. You're a heartthrob. No doubt about it. So listen, we got a lot of people already entering the giveaway, man. That's great. That's great. So
nothing wrong with chicken wings.
Nothing wrong with chicken wings. Hey, Michael, for appearing on the show tonight as a super fan and the guest, Kayla Murphy, y'all enter that in the comments as well. #1Lowndes. Y'all are absolutely eligible for that drawing as well. So anyway, we're going to bring some special guests on tonight to talk about something that I've never seen happen at a football game, let alone Martin Stadium. And I don't even know if you know about this, but a lot of people do, because you know how I know a lot of people know about the topic that I'm about to talk about, because I posted the video on the Viking Nation and as this was happening, and close to 20,000 people watched this event happen. Michael, I'm not talking about the football game. I mean, it was a great spring game between Lowndes and Warner Robins. What I'm talking about. Hey, welcome to the Viking Nation Live. You're on the air. Who's this? Coach, you with us? Man, we are having all kinds of technical problems with Coach's
Welcome
line
to
tonight.
Showbiz.
I know. I know, man, right? So,
Welcome to Showbiz. It happens.
yep. So the connection's good. So I don't know, man. Coach, can you hear us? Coach. I don't know, man.
We might have to upgrade Coach's salary and get him on that one of those new 5G phones.
That's right. So let's try this again. Hey, Coach, are you there? Coach, you with us? Hello, Coach. Going once. Going twice. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the coach's phone, man. But anyway,
I have
let me
seen
go
the
ahead.
video though, Larry. It's good.
Yeah, 20,000 people watch this thing. Let me go ahead and describe this thing. I'm going to go ahead and bring Miss Kayla Murphy onto the screen. Hey, Miss Kayla, how are you?
Good. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm good. Listen, you might have to carry your
so.
family unit tonight because we're having all kinds of problems. Daniel's calling in again. Can y'all hear the phone ringing?
I can hear it ringing.
Yeah, so the sound is good. We just can't hear him. Hey, Daniel, you there? We just can't hear him. That's the craziest thing.
Larry, I'll play the role of Daniel for you.
There you go. There you go.
Good.
That's what we're going to have to do. All right. So I was hoping to get him on the screen because, he was the man of the hour, Kayla. So let me go ahead and play this video so our audience can have an idea of what we're talking about. So let me do this.
But make the most of your opportunities, all right? You only had 9 opportunities to practice and pass this spring, right? You only have 1 opportunity to go hit somebody other than ourselves, right? Now you got the whole summer to use that as an opportunity to get better.
Kayla, everybody's watching your face right now, gauging your reaction.
All right? And with all that being said, I've got a gigantic opportunity in front of me today. With that being said, Kayla Murphy, what do you
Look at the reaction of those players.
That's a victory for life right there, Larry.
That's right.
I think he outkicked his coverage, though.
Yeah!
Exactly right. Hey guys, y'all just proposed on the Viking Nation. So, what would you like to say to the Viking Nation fans out there? Congratulations! Look at that happy couple right there. Look at that happy couple. Let me try one last time to try to get Michael on the phone here. We'll call him. Coach Brinson, are you with us? We can hear some background noise. Coach, do you have your microphone muted? Do y'all hear the background noise?
I can't tell.
Yeah. Golly. Well,
I'll just fill in for him.
that's right. Technology's great when it works, right?
Yeah.
So
He would have said that was the biggest day in his life. He was more worried about that than the game. He's been thinking about this his entire life. He met the woman of his dreams, and that was the best day he ever had.
that's exactly right.
Exactly.
Kayla, what was going through your mind when he was talking to the players? Did you know that was coming?
Well, we had gotten to this point where I was suspicious of like everything, I guess. And so I kept asking him on the way up there. I was like, should I be worried about anything? And he was like, no. He's like, you think too much. Well, I turned around and I saw one of my best friends from Carrollton, and I was like, something's going on. So the whole time he was talking, that's why my leg was shaking because I was so nervous. But he did a good job. He covered it very well.
That's right. That's right. So up until the moment that he proposed to you, I mean, did you?
Oh, I don't remember anything he said. I didn't remember him getting down on his knee. I didn't even know if I said yes. I had no idea.
Well, okay, so
I asked him, I was like, did I say yes? He's like, I don't think so. But then we went back and watched the video and we were like, okay, I did.
yeah, you did. You did. Now he's calling me on my personal phone. What I may try to do is try to just put him on a speaker phone here.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Hey, Coach, are you there?
Yes, sir. I can't hear anything out of the other number.
Hey, we understand. So, Kayla, can y'all hear him?
Yeah, it's just kind of echoing a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of echoing a little bit. So what I will do is I will mute this microphone.
Can't hear you now, Larry.
I'm going to have to make all right. Man, how are we going to make this work? All right, Coach, I'm going to have to relay to you what Kayla is saying on the screen. All right, Kayla. So you said yes. So what did you think of the players' reaction?
Oh, I thought it was the best part because I didn't know. I thought that they knew about it until, because, I saw my friend. I was like, something's going on. I figured that's what it was going to be. And then I was looking at them, but they just kept looking at me like, who is this? So I was like, maybe they don't know about it. But I thought that was the best part. Was their reaction.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. But both of your expressions was, you could tell. I was given a heads up at about. The game had just ended, and James Darling had come up to me. I was getting ready to do some footage of the coach talking to the players, that kind of stuff. He came up to me and leaned over and he whispered to me, he says, Coach Brinson's about to propose. Can you get a shot of it? I said, well, sure. Let's just do one better. Let's just record it. So I went over there and tried to be sly with it. I don't know if you saw me out of the corner of your eye, trying pointing the camera at both of you. So I was panning back and forth between him and you, and I was trying to get your reaction. And then you could tell he was so nervous because I've heard a lot of coach speeches to their players, but it just sounded like, I don't know if I could do this. So he started talking about opportunity, and Michael, he's talking about opportunity, and then you saw the video. He says, "Speaking of opportunities, I've got a great opportunity." So when's the
segue?
Absolutely. So when is the wedding date? Have y'all set a date?
March 26th next year. Yeah.
Okay.
We set it yesterday. The place yesterday, so I'm excited.
Gotcha. Now I was kind of chagrined. I was kind of upset about 5 seconds to find out that the Daniels from Colquitt County, they're kind of rivals of ours, that kind of stuff. But he's coaching for us now, so we forgive him. Right now, where are you from? Are you from Colquitt County
too? Yeah, I was a cheerleader there for 2 years. Yeah.
Michael,
senior year. Yeah.
We gotta forgive him, right? Because the man's working for us now, and Miss Kayla, I mean, she accepted a marriage proposal on Joe Wilson Field at Martin Stadium. What better?
She's too ready to be a Packer hog. I'm just going to say that.
It sounds like we've converted them. Deep down in their hearts, they still might be Colquitt County Packer fans, but by golly, they got engaged at Martin Stadium.
This might have won us over.
That's exactly right. So, what does the future hold for you? What do you do? Are you a teacher, or what do you do?
You're a nurse. I graduated from LaGrange College last May, and I work in LaGrange now. I'm a nurse there. So I work on like a med-surg, orthopedic, pediatric floor. So that's what I do.
Gotcha. Okay. So did you say you work in LaGrange?
Yes, I'm in LaGrange right now. I actually got a scholarship with the hospital there, so I work up there, and I really like it. So we're trying to figure out what the dynamics are going to be next year. Still trying to figure all that out. But
listen, I don't know if you've heard of this, but Valdosta has a medical community that you're welcome to work here. I'm just saying, we got a lot of fine medical people here in Lowndes County that I'm sure that would welcome you with open arms. Yeah. I'm just trying to keep Coach Brinson in Lowndes County. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, he loves it there. He loves all the coaches, all the players. He loves the school system. So we're trying to figure all that out.
I understand.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Hey, we wanted to say to both of you, congratulations, because I was thrilled. I was thrilled when I found out it was going to happen, and then when you said yes, and I wanted to make sure our audience knew that night that you had said yes, because it was kind of hard to hear you because the reaction, because you were so excited, that kind of stuff. So any summer plans that you guys got going? You going to take a vacation? What's up? What's in the near future?
Let's see. One of our friends is getting married in June, so we'll have that. That'll be a big thing. And then we're going to the beach, but I think my schedule and Daniel's schedule doesn't match up. So I'll be going to the beach with his family, but we'll miss each other. So he'll be coming back to do football, and then I'll be going down there. So anyways, we're trying to figure all that out, but he has those 3-day weekends. So we're appreciative of that. But thank you so much for recording that. We love it. We watch it all the time.
Oh, you are certainly welcome. If you need me to download it for you and just burn it, just let me know, and I'll be happy to get that to you.
Yes, we would appreciate that for sure. Have to play it at our wedding.
Sure, no problem at all. Hey, listen, we wanted to congratulate you, welcome you formally to the Viking Nation. We're not going to give you back to Packer Nation. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, if you tell Daniel that we're so sorry that the technical stuff didn't work out tonight, because we wanted to ask him about his football coaching at Lowndes, because we understand that he's a fantastic offensive line coach for the 9th grade team, and he had a lot of input on the varsity practice this year as well. So we were really looking forward to talking to him. Maybe we can have him on another night when we can work all this technical stuff out. So listen, we're going to say goodbye to you and wish you guys the best of luck. And so is it too early to say good night, Mrs. Kayla Brinson?
No, I don't think so. I think that's fine.
I got you.
Congratulations, Kayla.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a good show.
Y'all have a great night.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
See you. Bye-bye. Man, I've never seen that happen before at a football game, especially at a high school football game. Did you really?
Seen it one other time. Well, a Lowndes great did it. Trey Jackson did it. He got engaged after a Georgia Tech game on the field.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You ever see it happen at Lowndes?
I've never seen it at Lowndes, no.
Yeah, I haven't either. Well, listen, before we get into our talk about Lowndes athletics, because there's a lot to talk about now, I need to switch over and talk about another topic tonight. Check this out. Can you see that?
Not yet.
In the upper right. Yeah, in the upper right hand corner.
I can now. Yeah, it's there now.
Guys, look at the prize giveaway. I've been teasing this for the last week or so. Look at the prize giveaway that we're giving away. Not we. In conjunction with Pepsi Company and Winn-Dixie of Valdosta. This is the summer giveaway, and we're giving away a TV. We're giving away a really, really nice grill. I think that's one of those fancy pellet grills, if I'm not mistaken. And then we're also giving away this basketball goal. So
can't go wrong with any of that.
You can't go wrong with any way. It's going to be 3 separate giveaways, 3 separate drawings, but it's all going to be on the same day. We've got a surprise guest that's going to be doing the drawing that everybody in the Lowndes athletic communities is already familiar with. And so all you have to do, guys, I'm talking to the audience now. All you have to do to enter this drawing for those prizes is this. You actually have to do something. a little bit extra, if you will. Listen, and it's worth it. If you want those prizes, you're going to have to do a little bit of work. And here's the work that you got to do. You got to come into the store, Winn-Dixie Valdosta, right here at 5 Points. So if you're in North Carolina watching this, it might be a long commute for you just to enter this drawing. But if you're here in Lowndes County in the local community, come on into the store, and all you have to do is download the Winn-Dixie Rewards app onto your smartphone and show them that you've downloaded onto your smartphone, and they'll take your contact information, and that's the only thing you have to do to enter this drawing. That's it. So from now until the day that we draw, that's pretty easy, right? When I said work, everybody's thinking, man, what in the world do we have to do? But that's all you got. You got to come into the store, download the app, or you can download the app before you come into the store. But the point is, come to the store, show them that you've downloaded the Winn-Dixie Rewards app on your phone, and they will enter your contact information into this drawing. That's all you got to do. Easy peasy, right, Michael?
That's not, even I can do that.
I would give you a little bit more credit, man. By the way, you're a heartthrob and you're smart. So that's what we've established tonight.
That's what my mama told me.
That's right. So guys, as far as the drawing tonight at the end of the show, if you joined us late, all you got to do to enter that Stuff the Bucket prize at Winn-Dixie, right? Stuff the Bucket with wings and riblets here at the Winn-Dixie Deli. All you got to do is right now in the comments, type in right there on your screen, #1Lowndes. Don't put any spaces or anything like that. #1Lowndes to the comments to enter Winn-Dixie drawing at the end of the show. That's all you got to do. All right. So let's talk some Lowndes athletics. What do you think? Let's
Love it.
Man, I tell people all the time, Hobbs, that it's great to be a Viking. It really is. They think that I'm trying to be funny or in jest or poke fun at the opponents, our rivals. Well, no, I'm just stating something that every Lowndes fan should be appreciative of. They should be proud to be a Viking because it's a great time to be a Lowndes Viking, right?
It is, without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Think about what we were going through this time last year. Basically,
Let's not think about it.
It was basically the start of the pandemic, right? It started in the middle of March, and then we didn't know what in the world we were going to do. They canceled school, canceled all the spring sports, and then we were heading into the summer, and it's like, are we going to have a football season? The GHSA and Robin Hines worked really, really hard to put all that together. We finally had a season. Now, it rough patches because there were teams that had to cancel games, that kind of stuff, due to infection, that kind of stuff, and quarantine. But with all that, look at all the things that our athletic programs at Lowndes has accomplished this year. You're talking about the football team. We went all the way to the semifinal. Yeah, and a heck of a year with the first-year head coach that barely got his offensive and defensive schemes installed. We made it to the semifinals, fell a little bit short against Collins Hill, who had a fantastic night against us that night. Look at the basketball team. They made it to the second round. They were on the cusp. I'm sorry, the first one. They were on the cusp, though, of 5 or 6 games throughout the year. They lost by 2 or 3 points in each game. They were on the cusp of challenging Tift County, which is a powerhouse when it comes to high school basketball. They were a gnat's breadth of challenging for the region championship. So I think Coach, I had a long talk with him after the season had ended, and I agree with him. He's on the cusp of doing something great with the Lowndes basketball program. So I'm expecting big things from there. And then, lo and behold, look at these other programs. The wrestling team did great. I think they had their best showing they've ever had in the history of Lowndes wrestling. So they're building up that program with Coach was it Grayson Beal? I can't remember his last name.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what his name is either.
Gotcha. So, and then how closely do you follow the baseball team?
Very closely.
Okay. What do you think? We didn't have a season last year, but our baseball team just came out with their hair on fire at the start of the season and just never let their foot off the gas. What do you account for that?
But I think first and foremost, you got to give it to Coach Page. He's done a well of a job with that baseball team. I don't know him at all, but he's really, really, really impressed me as a coach. The way he handles the kids, the way the kids respect him. I know a ton of the kids on the base. My daughter's a senior, and she hangs out with a lot of the kids on the baseball team, and they spend a lot of time at our house. And the way they talk about that coach and the other coaches in the program, those kids, man, they worked their butt off, and they had one heck of a season. Couldn't be more proud of them. We got several of them going off to play college baseball. You got a couple more behind them that are going to be graduating next year that have already committed to colleges, and he's doing nothing but great things with that baseball program.
That's right. So, listen, every time I'm seeing Hobbs, every time we get into a real robust, good discussion about Lowndes athletics, we have a heckler coming out of the crowd. So you see it on the screen there. Tim Neesmith. He's
always the stick man.
He's like the Lowndes heckler. I'm gonna start calling him LH.
Stick man's like a fly around you, a gnat around your ear in the middle of the South Georgia summer. You just smack it and you can't get it. That's a stick man. But we all love him though.
We love him. That's right. And he's a sponsor of the show, so I can't badmouth him too much.
Yeah, you gotta love him. I can badmouth him. You can't, but I can.
That's exactly right. So he says that I'm at Walmart because I didn't know if some people thought that this was a virtual background. I was trying to be funny, that kind of stuff. But Stickman says, you must be at Walmart. No, I'm not at Walmart. I'm actually at Winn-Dixie, man. This is the Winn-Dixie shopping center.
And so I'm here. There's no pajamas back behind.
That's right. So I'm here tonight because we're talking about this, the prize package. So when you got a major sponsor who says, ask you, hey, will you come on location to help us promote our rewards app and our summer giveaway? And I said, well, what are you giving away? And he told me a TV, a pellet grill, and a basketball goal. I was like, yeah, I'm there. Sign me up. So anyway, so I'm not at Walmart, Stickman. So Jacob Speece says he's at CVS. Man, Jacob, I'm gonna talk to you.
Card, Jacob, you got to have the Winn-Dixie reward card to win those prizes in the background.
That's right. Hey, we'll come back to baseball in a second, but listen. Speaking of Jacob's piece, he had and that Lowndes golf team, the boys and the girls golf team had a fantastic showing. They both had a top 10 finish in the state tournament this year, and I don't know if people remember me posting throughout the year, Hobbs, about Lowndes golf, but it was like every week, every other week, Lowndes had won another tournament, or Abby Summers had become the low medalist again, or Molly Davis, or Jacob Speece. The Lowndes golf program is up and running, and it's for real because we got such great young players, like guys like Jacob Speece and Abby Summers and Molly Davis and the like, and they're having a fantastic year, and they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better.
And that's not an easy sport to get better at.
That's right. Are you a golfer, Hobbs?
I play the game. I wouldn't call myself a golfer. I enjoy a round of golf. Well
said. I had a golf mentor one time, and he's probably maybe a 2-3 handicap, something like that. And he's taught me how to craft my swing and things like that. And I asked him one time, I was going through a low period with my swing, and I was kind of almost to the point of giving up the game. And I called him up one day, and I was describing to him what happened. He said, do you know what your problem is? If you would just correct this one thing, you would have so much more fun playing golf. And I'm just like on the edge of my seat, Hobbs. Like I'm thinking that
enjoy it.
I'm thinking that he's going to give me some great advice, right? You know what he said? He said,
"Don't get mad."
He said, "Lower your expectations."
Yep,
and he was exactly right. He's like, Larry, you're 50 years old. You're not going to turn pro, right? You're not gonna. I've seen your swing. You're not gonna win a lot of money if you gamble at this sport. So just go out there and have fun.
And a bad day of golf's better than a good day at work. So
that's exactly right. Hey, listen, man, we got some Lee County fans that are checking in. Trip Block, what up, LG? All right, so back to Lowndes baseball. What were you saying? I was asking you, what do you think the difference is with this team? Because this seemed to be a special team. They made a pretty good run, and they didn't do it with the long ball all year as well.
No, they did not. They did it with grit, all gas and no brakes for the baseball boys. They know exactly what that is. That was their hashtag all year, all gas and no brakes, and they played that way every night. Started out with Gage Smith, their second baseman, the little firecracker on the team. McCage Pruitt out in center. You got Sage O'Dare shortstop, Austin Hancock at third. Splitting it up between slamming Sammy Bennett and Mason Still at first base, and then you had in the outfield you had Jalen Hudson. McCage Pruitt was in the outfield, and the other outfield was split between. If Mason wasn't playing first, he was playing the outfield. Then you also had Ty Bridges that played a lot out there, and you had Tristan Bowler that played a lot out there. And then you had a bunch of guys coming off the bench. Man, that team was just gritty and hustle. They beat out infield hits and bunts and dirty. Boy, they'd get dirty. I know their mamas hated doing their laundry because didn't one of them come home with white pants. So
that's exactly right.
They was a really, really, really fun team to watch. Now they didn't go. They made it to the Final Four. In case you guys didn't know, they lost. I guess it was Monday night this past week up in Parkview. But those boys had a well of a season. Have absolutely nothing to hang their hats about.
Absolutely right.
Boy, I sat here and watched the live. Paid my $10 and watched the live stream, and I could have cried with them because I know a couple of them that were on the field crying. I mean, if you've ever walked off a field knowing it was your last time playing a game, that's a tough spot. You know, no matter how good of a season you had, it doesn't matter if you win a state championship. If you know it's your last time walking off the field, it's still it's an emotional event. And I know some of those boys hung their cleats up maybe for the last time. So that's a tough pill to swallow. That's all they've ever known. I mean, they've grown up playing travel ball their whole life, so their summers have been spent on a baseball field.
How long I'm assuming that you went through that as well when back in your playing days, you hung up your cleats for the last time. When you walked off the field for the last time, did it hit you immediately, or how long did it take to finally settle in? I was like, I'm not going to play anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take you too long to realize it. I had a couple opportunities to play beyond high school and ended up going to the military instead, but I kind of knew that's what I was going to do when I hung up. So my last game, I knew it was my last game. It's just one of those things you always think you're prepared for it, but when you got to clean your locker out and get all your it's tough. It's not fun.
Yeah, my sport in high school, I played several different sports. I played tennis. I ran track and field a little bit. Played football. And don't tell anybody I was on the chess team as well. But I remember my last football game in particular as well. I don't know if everybody remembers their last football game, but it was Hobbs. It was 30 plus years ago, and I played for the Berrien Rebels. And my last game was up in Alma. We were playing Bacon County, and if we win, we go to the playoffs. If we don't, we stay home. Right? It was one of those do or die. And it was just a nip and tuck thing all night long. And they ended up beating us something like 28-27, something like that. So we were, Berrien is not known as a football powerhouse, and we were that close to making the playoff. And we missed it by a couple of points. And I remember I was fine immediately after the game, but I remember in the locker room shortly afterwards, and I took off my helmet, and then when I took off my shoulder pads, that's when it hit me. It's like, this is the last time. And so
expect that again.
I know, man, this time of year, all these graduates are about to walk across the stage, and I'm so happy they get to actually walk across the stage this year versus last year, right?
Yes, for sure.
And receive their high school diploma. I don't know if it's going to hit those students right then when they get their diploma, or later on. But when you go through high school, sometimes it can be a pain in the butt because you got to study and things like that. But I don't know if you feel this way, but man, I miss it all the time because I miss
your life. You just didn't know it then.
I know it, man. So I always encourage these kids, like in Jacob's piece. It might be a pain in the butt to study your butt off while you're playing golf and you're thinking that you don't have enough practice. Just slow down. Take the foot, pump the brakes a little bit, and smell the roses, and enjoy this experience because just like that, it's over. So anyway, well, thanks for that sad walk down memory lane there. But the baseball team had a great year, as well as some of these other teams like track and field.
Yeah, we had 2 state champions in track. Tadrick Thomas,
absolutely.
And I forget the young lady that won the state championship, but I know there were 2. A long jumper, I believe, is what she did.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. So anyway, we had a couple of state champions, but we had a lot of teams that came in 4th or 5th or 6th and things like that. But when you get to a state meet like that, there's no shame in coming in 5th place. None at all.
Not in 7A.
Not in 7A. That's some fast jokers up there. So to win a 100-meter sprint and be a state champion like Tadrick Thomas did, that's
he's
crazy
a sophomore,
fast.
Isn't he just a sophomore?
No, he's a rising senior.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be a senior next year.
Gotcha.
I'm hoping that we can help change his mind because he's decided not to play football his senior year. So being a state champion at the 100-meter sprint, I'm hoping we can get him back on the football team. But that's okay. If he doesn't, that's up to him. You got to do what makes you happy, right?
Yes,
but
you do.
In his absence, let's talk about the football team. The football team there's no lack of speed.
Yeah, there's a lot coming back. I saw Tyler Belcher run a 4.47 yesterday or Monday or Tuesday. So that's getting it.
A 4.7 at 220 pounds.
4.47.
A 4.47.
Yeah.
A 4.47 at 220
Not Chase,
pounds.
Tyler.
Oh, okay.
I think Chase ran a 4.67 or a 4 right at 4.7. So that's getting it to it.
That's still pretty dang fast, right?
Yeah,
I hope we can take advantage of Tyler's speed, whether it's returns or slot receiver or something. I know he's going to be an anchor at the cornerback position for us this year. But my point was, but my point is, there's all kinds of speed. Did you get to make it to the spring game?
Yes, I went to. I think we stayed a little bit into the third quarter. We had some other stuff going on that night, but we did go and watch the first half and a little bit of after that. So I didn't see all the upcoming guys. I saw the varsity, and then I saw the first couple of series of Tate Sermons, and he looks like a good little athlete. I don't know him, but he looks like he's a ball player.
All right, so we've got the answer to our question. Kara Bethay says that Chase ran a 4.66.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was somewhere right in there. 4.67, 4.7, somewhere right there. But so that's getting it.
That a man of his size, that's getting it. So anyway, so we got all kinds of speed, and Chase made that move to running back this year, and he looked really, really good at the running back position during the spring game. But to spell him during the game, this is the young kid that you were thinking about.
Smoke.
Right? Smoke.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So Smoke, I think his name Jakari Smoke Fleming. And there's a reason why everybody calls him Smoke, because that dude's got some speed. Right? And he is a sophomore. I think he's a rising sophomore.
Rising sophomore,
Yep. So there's plenty of talent at the skill position coming up. So I was kind of anxious going into the spring game because we lost so many players to graduation. But after the spring game, I'm hopeful now.
Yeah, I mean, you lose players every year. Everybody always thinks, well, they're never going to be as good as they were last year. How do you replace this guy? How do you replace that guy? How do you replace Thomas Davis? I mean, it's not plug and play, but there's people that play behind them that are, that put in just as much work and just as many reps. And And when they get their opportunity, most of them take advantage of it. So you always got to look forward to the upcoming guys coming up.
Absolutely. So let me ask you something, just because this is your first time on the program. I'm going to ask you a serious question. You just give me your honest opinion. Don't worry about offending anybody. Is Lowndes football a premier program across the state of Georgia in your mind?
Yes. Yeah, I'd say the quick answer is yes. Should we have won some more championships to be considered premier? Probably so.
Okay.
But Lowndes is a premier 7A football program, no doubt. They're perennial top 4, top 5 in the state. So if that's not premier, I don't know what is.
I got you. So the reason I ask that is because, some people say, most people in our fan base say yes. Some people say no because of, they feel like we should have won a couple more state championships, things like that.
I don't disagree with that. Well, I think we should have, but
sure, absolutely. I think everybody agrees with that.
But what we have to remember as adults, and this is what gets me about fan bases, including ours and everybody else's as well. First thing we have to remember, these people out there playing their kids.
That's right.
And they're out there doing what they love, and we're up there, not we, but there's people up there living their dreams through those kids. And when those kids do bad or have a bad game, we start bad-mouthing a 16-year-old kid, a 17. Right. I mean, come on, folks. Let's remember that first, it's a game. Yes, it's a great game, and we love it, and it's great to have passion. But we first and foremost, we need to remember that it's a game, and there is life after. There is more serious things in football. Although I love it, I'm as passionate as they come. But if you lose a football game on Friday night, you still wake up Saturday morning.
Exactly right. Now, the first time I asked that question, some people hesitated, and they went on to give reasons. Some people said yes, some people said no. I think it is a premier program. And the reason I think it's premier is because, like years that we're having now, where last year we had so many people, so many players that are graduating, I think the premier teams, you've heard this expression before, I think the premier teams reload. Premier teams don't rebuild. That's what makes them premier, right? Not necessarily the state championships, because, you should have a bunch of those too if you want to be considered an elite program. But to me, it's a combination of championships and the consistency of the program to be a top tier team that, that opponents don't look forward to playing. Right. And so I think Lowndes is at a place where we're reloading. Does that mean that we're going to win a state championship next year? Not necessarily, because premier, I don't think means that you win a state championship every year, but you've got the talent base already developed in place that you can basically plug and play. So I think the team is going to be pretty good next year. Now we've got a tough schedule.
Some studs coming back.
We've got some studs coming back, and we're playing some studs as well. I think we're going to go through some growing pains early in the season with not because of lack of talent, but because that talent has not fully developed yet. They're still going to be young, and they're still going to be thinking instead of reacting. A lot of those kids are anyway. So I think we're going to see some rough patches and some growing pains in the first 2 or 3 games. But once these kids settle down and are convinced that they can do it just like any other Lowndes player in the past, they're going to have a great year. That's my take on it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the growing pains. I think most of those boys are grown already. So, I mean, we'll see. You never know. I mean,
you never know. You never know.
That pigskin bounces a funny way. And it doesn't matter how good you are. You got to have a little bit of luck in any sport to make it to a state championship and to win a state championship. So
that's right.
Let's just see how the ball goes. And I'll be out there. I'll be out there having a little bit of fun. So.
Absolutely. Kara Bethay says Chikari Fleming ran a 4.41 in his 40. Man, they smoked it.
He needs to work on his speed a little bit. That poor guy. Tell him to come over. I'll train him.
You want to be called smoke? You got to be like 4.2 or no? I'm kidding. So, Kara, thank you so much for giving us those times, man. Hobbs, we might need to have Kara on
Bring
the
her
screen.
on.
It sounds like she's a
Sound like
follower
she
of
knows
the
what she's talking
program.
about.
Absolutely. There's another one as well that knows what they're talking about. Tierra Battle, fantastic super fan. We've had her on the show before. She says we're definitely a premier program. We're always in contention. I agree with that.
I agree with it. I've lived here 14 years and we haven't been in contention, I think, once in the 14 years that I've been here.
That's
One
right.
year
That's
that
right.
we were reloaded a little bit, I guess.
That's right. Listen, we've got about 10 minutes left in the show. Guys, I want to remind you, if you want to enter for your chance to win that Winn-Dixie drawing tonight, you see it on the screen right now. You need to go ahead and enter in the comments. Hashtag #1Lowndes, no spaces. It doesn't matter if it's capitalized or anything like that. Hashtag #1Lowndes for your chance to win. I'll leave those instructions on the screen a little bit longer.
Hey,
So
Larry,
we're
a
gonna
big
draw.
shout out to the Lowndes Touchdown Club and the things that they do for the kids, man. I know that's a football touchdown club, but hats off to those guys and the things they do, and the moms and the dads that go out there and cook breakfast every morning and make sure those kids eat. Make sure those kids eat good. I know when my son went through the program, they didn't have that kind of stuff, and
That's right.
some of those kids need that. So hats off to you guys that do that, and the moms and dads that make sure that it gets done, and everybody that buys season tickets, you support that. I know there's another golf tournament coming up. I got the email today about it. So if you
That's right.
guys play golf, get out there and do those kind of things to help support the program. But don't forget about the other programs when they do things too, because they don't get near the funding that obviously football gets for obvious reasons. But make sure you're not just supporting one aspect of Lowndes High. If you're going to support it all. Support the band, support the choir,
That's
support
right.
it's hashtag #1Lowndes means something. It's not just a #1Lowndes football. It's a #1Lowndes Viking. So support all that they do.
Yeah. What I hear you saying is we all recognize we have a great program, but do you know what is behind that great program? Money, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Unfortunately, it makes the world go around.
Every athletic program out there, whether it's golf, tennis, swimming, wrestling, basketball, football, they all need money.
Speaking of wrestling, you had a Greco state champion here a couple of weeks ago at 100, I think it was 129 pounds. Dominic DiTomaso won the state in Greco and finished runner-up in freestyle. I know we had some other kids that finished very well at that meet too. So congrats to those kids. If you don't know anything about wrestling, those kids work there. Now all kids have worked their butts off in sports, but those kids now, whoo,
I know
that's some work.
Yep. Now, when I was in high school, I went out for the wrestling team, and I'm going to tell myself right here. I made it to one practice because I thought I was a big, bad football player, that I was tough, that kind of stuff. But man, wrestling is a one-on-one sport. There's no close it's not close contact. It's on top of each other contact.
You can't
And
blame
some of those
anybody else. It's you.
Man, they are fast, they are strong, they're powerful, and if they know what they're doing, they can put you in a world of hurt.
Mentally tough is what they are.
Exactly right.
They're crazy tough mentally. So congrats to those kids, man. I know they work their butts off too.
Absolutely. And listen, just between us, when I was younger, my favorite wrestling team was the Rock and Roll Express. Just between us.
I can get down with that. Without a doubt. Oh, Ricky and Robert.
That's right.
Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that.
Exactly right. Hey, just a shout out to Ann Zipper Knight. I'm going to ask you to enter again because you put a space between one and Lowndes. No spaces. It's not my rule. It's just the software that I'm using. I just put hashtag #1Lowndes, no spaces. And if it sees a space, it'll ignore your entry. So that's why I'm going to just give you a heads up. So try to enter again and just take out the space. Hashtag #1Lowndes. All right. So here's what you were talking about earlier. Tim Neesmith reminds us we've got a Plowboy golf tournament coming up that's going to be played at Kinderloo on July 23rd and 24th. If you want to enter a team, now is the time to do it. It's a 2-man tournament. Right.
You guys are lucky. I'll be in Myrtle Beach, so I can't win because I won't be able to.
Is that right?
So y'all go ahead and win this golf tournament.
Yeah. Listen, you guys heard the announcement tonight. You actually have a chance this year because Hobbs is going to be out of town. right?
Yeah,
So go ahead and
Jakari
enter
Brown
the
and I
tournament.
played in the last golf tournament, and we threatened to win this next one, but I'm going to have to call him and apologize. I'm not going to be able to play in it. So.
That's right. And Knight, that's perfect. I see your entry now. Thank you so much for doing that. So the golf tournament is coming up. And let me just remind our fans, we're about to have graduation. It's going to be the end of the school year. When we come back next fall, we should see some changes on that campus. Are we going to enter are the students going to enter that new building? Is it going to be ready by this fall? I can't remember.
I heard, I don't know anything for a fact, but I heard it would probably be second semester, but that could be
you.
right, or I have no idea if that's a true statement or not. I heard that from some of the kids.
Man, that thing is coming along great. It's going to be a beautiful building and a great addition to that campus. Yeah. And it's not going to be the only addition to the campus.
They're turfing the baseball field. They're fixing to start on that. I know that. We had some of them over last night, and they were talking about the new field that's going in. It's going to be all turf.
Yeah, they're turfing the baseball field, the softball field. But Michael Hobbs, we're not stopping there. Have you heard about the Lowndes Athletic Master Plan?
I heard something about an indoor facility.
Man, the master plan is basically going to benefit as many athletic programs as they can think of. They're rehabbing the visitor side of the stadium. They're rebuilding the football field house. They're adding more tennis courts so we can host things like region tournaments. They're adding things to the Crimson Coliseum there, the basketball arena, right? They're going to add some new fancy goals, that kind of stuff. So they're returfing the baseball and softball fields. Then they're also going to build a indoor multi-purpose facility that's going to benefit a lot of different programs out there, including the band. I had a couple of kids that went through the band, Lowndes High. And so I remember every July, they would go through 2 weeks of band camp. July in South Georgia is not just hot. It's hell hot. It's sticky. It's muggy. It's just hot. And then you got the unpredictability of the lightning and thunderstorms in the afternoon that cancels practice, that kind of stuff. But it's so this indoor facility is going to be built right next to, from what I've been told, right next to the band practice field. And so the band can very easily and quickly get into the indoor facility if they need to. So it's going to be so over the next year or so, a couple of years, we're going to see a lot of construction on that Lowndes campus. But man, when it's done, it is going to look fantastic. It's great to be a Lowndes Viking right now. So there's no drama with our programs. Our programs are winning. We've got state champions all over the place. Even if we don't win a state championship, our teams are getting close. The baseball team made it to the semifinals. No shame in being the last 4 teams standing, right? Our football team made it to the semifinals. The year before that, made it to the state championship game. So, man, oh, man, there's a lot of stuff that's positive going on around the Lowndes community. Guys, I'm going to speak directly to our audience here. If you're watching this program tonight and you find yourself in the habit on occasion of bad-mouthing the Lowndes community just because you don't like this or someone rubbed you the wrong way here, things like that, come on, man. Get with it. There's a lot. Just look at the positive that's going along. Sometimes you just got to extend grace, forgive people, and just overlook some of the things that annoy you sometimes and look at the greater good that's going on all across the Lowndes community. That's why we're promoting this #OneLowndes, because this is a great place to live, and the Lowndes athletic community is going places, and we want you to be a part of it. So what do you think, Hobbs? I'll give you the last word before we do our drawing.
Last word before the drawing is get out and support the kids in all that they do, because they're only this age once, and you blink and it's over with. So kids enjoy it. To the kids across the town, I know this ain't about them, but to the kids across town, keep your heads up. It ain't nothing you did wrong. Enjoy your childhood, play football if you want, enjoy your life, but no, life's not fair. And that, I mean, that could just as easily be us, just as easily have been us instead of them. So people don't badmouth other folks across the town. They're all part of One Lowndes too.
Man, that's a great point. And, you know, in this period, in this season that they're in, where their program is hurting, that kind of stuff, guys, as Lowndes fans, let's don't pile on. I mean, they're kids over there. Let's do our best as crosstown neighbors. We're not going to call rivals in this particular occasion. We're crosstown neighbors, and neighbors is the key word there. Let's do what we can to build those kids up over there, because they're going to be in our community for quite a while. Some of them might be community leaders, and they're basically our family and friends, right? They just happen to play for another team. So let's don't pile on at this time. Now, when it comes Wintersville week,
pile on that week.
Pile on all you want. That's right. But in this season now, let's do what we can to support those kids and that community over there. All right. So with that said, let's do this, guys. All right, guys, this is last call. Last call. Let's do this thing. Here we go. You ready to draw, Mr. Hobbs? Here we go.
Push the button.
All right. So where's it going to stop? Where's it going to stop? Kenneth Wood. Kenneth Wood. Look at that. Winner. All right. Hey, Kenneth Wood, congratulations, man, for being our winner tonight. I wanted to congratulate you that. And I will contact you, Kenneth, after the show. I'll send you a direct message a little later on tonight and let you know what you need to do to come claim your prize here at Winn-Dixie. So, guys, for Michael Hobbs, I'm Larry Godwin. On behalf of the Viking Nation, you've been watching around the nation. We want to thank you so much for watching the show tonight. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. Be careful, be safe out there on the roads. And listen, we'll see you here next week. What you say? See you guys. Have a good night. Thanks, Mike, for being here.
Yes, sir.